There are places the mind forgets to protect itself, and there are places the mind invents to explain what cannot be understood. This is the story of one such place. They call it the Mirror Room, a room that doesn't exist on any blueprint, yet many have claimed to see it. Always the same description: 4 walls, no windows, and mirrors everywhere. No one remembers how they got there, but everyone remembers what they saw. Dr. Elia Voss was not a man given to fantasy, a clinical psychologist known for his stoicism and precision, not poetry. He believed in evidence, in frameworks, in things you can measure. But that changed the day he received the letter. No return address, just an old skeleton key taped to the page, and a message: face the unconscious, room 237, North Worm Asylum, midnight. He should have thrown it away, but something, some gravitational pull, told him not to. North Worm Asylum had been abandoned for over 4 decades, condemned, graffitied, a skeleton of what it once was. But as Ilya walked its decaying halls, he felt something strange. Not fear, recognition. He reached room 237. The key fit, the door opened, and there it was, the mirror room. Floor to ceiling, wall to wall, every surface reflecting, but not reflecting him. Not quite. At first he thought it was a trick of the light, but then the reflections began to move independently. 12 mirrors, 12 versions of Ilya. One was sobbing, one was screaming. One stared back with a calm, cold smile, the kind that knows your worst secrets. In it, he saw himself as a child, locked in a cupboard. Not a memory he ever consciously had, but suddenly, viscerally, he remembered the scent of dust, the weight of silence. Another mirror. He saw himself laughing at a patient's story, but the laugh wasn't kind. It was clinical, detached. He had become what he once swore he'd never be. And in the central mirror, a version of himself stood still, wearing the same clothes, the same face, but the eyes were empty, as if waiting. Voice from the mirror, identical to Ilya's. You think you're the real one. Time didn't exist in the mirror room. He couldn't tell if he'd been there minutes or days. He yelled, pleaded, demanded answers, but the mirrors didn't show truth. They showed what he avoided. His rage, his shame, the hollow victories, the quiet betrayals, the patience he didn't save, the mask he wore in his own home. Finally, he collapsed, and that's when the reflection spoke again. Mirror Ilya, you buried me so deep, you forgot who you were without the mask. But I never left. I watched you build your cage, mirror by mirror. Narrator. And then it stepped forward, right up to the edge of the glass, and smiled. When the door reopened, it was morning. A janitor found him walking out of the ruins, disoriented, calm, different. He said nothing. But later that week, Ilya closed his practice, left his apartment, disappeared. Some say he went to the woods of Finland. Others say he changed his name and started writing strange philosophical essays under a pseudonym. But one thing's for sure. Someone is still seen walking near the ruins of North Worm Asylum at midnight. Same coat, same eyes, but the the smile is wrong. The mirror room isn't a place. It's a metaphor, a diagnosis, a dare. Because every one of us has that room, hidden behind the polite conversations, the curated identities, the scrolling. A room where every version of you waits to be seen. And the question isn't if you'll enter it. It's when.